Am I good now?
Yeah, you're great now. Go.
So many freaking Switch rumors, but which ones should we take to heart and which ones should we throw out? What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and today has been like a maniac Monday with rumor after rumor after rumor. And Gabe, some of them have pretty high credibility, some have middling credibility, and then some are just a random tweet. So we wanted to go through them, explain what's going on, and then kind of tell you where we feel they are in terms of likelihood and validity. So I guess we'll start with the one that to me is kind of the most physical, literally, and that is the Call of Duty case rumor, Gabe. So someone posted from GameStop that they had put up a Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Switch case as a piece of promotional material. Now, this was posted on Reddit. The photo is definitely real. The boxes are not actual box art because it's GameStop's, like sort of pre-release promotional box art. We've seen some back and forth on this of some people saying, oh, you could easily just fake this in terms of like, oh, someone goes in the store and puts that up. I think that's a little far-fetched. But another GameStop employee did say that, hey, we just updated our promotional materials and this was not a part of it. It's someone just, pushing wishful thinking. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, we've seen GameStop do weird things with box art before, right? Like they did something with Smash Brothers like last month as well, where they took like a Redditor's like art and they just used that as like their like box for pre-ordering Smash Brothers. Yeah, I don't think the person that posted this like at GameStop, not the person who posted it online, the person who made these box arts like be displayed, I think they probably shouldn't have. I don't think this means like that they have any knowledge of it coming or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. And we've seen the rumors that first it was, oh, Black Ops 4 is happening on Switch, and then it was, no, it's not, and then it was, oh, this Battle Royale mode is the only thing coming to Switch. Gabe, I very much believe the Battle Royale is real. I'm 99.8% confident we get that unveiled later this week at the May 17th reveal event. But another piece of info, Charlie Intel on Twitter, who are pretty good with what they, put out and seem to vet a lot of their info, says, trust us, it's not happening. That's probably made by an uninformed GameStop employee. We wish it was happening, but it's not. We love Nintendo. We grew up with Nintendo. In fact, it's our favorite console, but it's not the home of Call of Duty. So they seem to insinuate that nothing is coming to Switch this year from COD.
that wouldn't surprise me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I hope the battle royale mode comes. I mean, of course, but yeah, I'm just not sure how likely it is. And this this doesn't move the needle in any direction for me. I feel the same way about Call of Duty that I've felt like the entire time, which is like, hey, if it was coming to Switch, I would imagine they would have announced it with everything else. Like I just for the life of me can't understand the thinking behind that. Like, hey, let's
Yeah.
announce it for everything else and not Switch, but it's still coming to Switch. Like that to me makes no sense.
I still leave some room for that Battle Royale mode if they do spin it off and have it sort of be either sold separately or somehow a individualized package. I still hold out some like hope for that, but I'm gonna just say that this one we at Switchforce do not believe to be accurate. The cases, yeah, it's exciting, and at first blush, it's like, whoa, this is something physical in the store. I think this one, based on everything we've heard and know, not happening,
Yeah.
and we'll know officially in a couple days. Next up, this one is the Metroid Prime Collection rumor. Famed Nintendo leaker tweeter Marcus Sellers posted that the Metroid Prime Collection is coming to Nintendo Switch. You'll get ready to take Samus on the go with you. This one is probably the least substantiated, given that it's just a tweet. Although we have heard rumblings of this in the past before, way back in year one of Switch, that a Metroid Prime Collection could come. I don't know if it was more just like hopeful hypothesizing or if there was anything behind it. I mean, it's an obvious choice for Nintendo, especially given the upcoming release of Metroid Prime 4. Today seems like a convenient day, given that we have another Retro Studios rumor. But this one is very hard to vet in any capacity because it's literally just a tweet. So I would say if you're going to have a big grain of salt, this is where you place that big grain.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. Like it's a thing that would make sense, right? You have Metroid Prime 4 coming sometime in the future. Why not give people an opportunity to get primed? Get it? Get primed on the games beforehand, right? The Switch is reaching a audience that the Wii U failed to really touch on. So I don't know, give them a chance. So I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense. I would like to see it happen.
It does, and it's almost one of those, rumors. No offense to Marcus, but like it's like predicting Pokemon on the Switch. Like, is it just like an inevitable prediction, right? And granted, I don't know what his source is or what his info behind this is, but like, okay, eventually it makes sense that it would come, right? So it's not that crazy of a thought. I could see it happening. It is interesting to think if this was to be true and come out this year, it could, eliminate Pokemon from the lineup and just fill the slots with Smash, Metroid Collection, Yoshi, and Fire Emblem, and those could be your four fall games.
Which I would be perfectly fine with.
I wouldn't be, but
Yeah.
so on the Metroid one, I think it eventually happens. I don't know the specifics of this rumor, but just like evaluating this rumor in a bubble, I'd say, yeah, we can't really say,
Which is funny, right? Because we're commenting on rumor, and unfortunately, that's a lot of what we have right now. Leading up into E3, that's kind of the time of the year for things like this. So, would you like a Metroid Prime trilogy?
Absolutely.
Like,
I
would you
do
play
think it
them?
happens. Again, I'm just saying, like, specifically because of this tweet, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
what. I don't. It's one of those things like saying, like, okay, Nintendo will make a 2D Mario game on Switch. Like,
No.
can I say that as a rumor? Like,
Well, a 2D Mario game on Switch is like 100% happening. A Metroid,
right.
A Metroid Prime trilogy like remake isn't like 100%.
Not 100%, but I do think it's very likely, and it has been discussed before. So maybe there is, something behind this specifically on today, or some new piece of knowledge. What I'm trying to say is, I think this happens, and I would totally be not surprised if we saw it at E3. I just don't again, commenting on the specific rumor. I don't know that,
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see. Yeah, Marcus has been right on some things before. Next up, we've got the Star Fox Grand Prix rumor, which is probably the biggest rumor of the day, and this one was validated by Eurogamer's news editor, which to me adds a lot of clout. They are, for the most part, or maybe not for the most part, entirely reputable.
Mm-hmm.
They are reporting on reputable news, and they definitely hold themselves to a high standard. So given their backing of this,
Mm-hmm.
it's far-fetched, but it sure seems likely. And they've acknowledged that it's far-fetched, but that's what they've been hearing. There's been talk that Retro has two projects, so I think that's an important other rumor to bring into this, that people are still reinforcing, Marcus Sellers is one of them, that this isn't their only project, that they are doing more. But basically, Star Fox Grand Prix would be a Diddy Kong Racing / F-Zero styled game with Star Fox characters and vehicles in a Star Fox world, with a hub world, with boss battles, so borrowing a lot of the foundations from Diddy Kong Racing, putting it on Switch, launching next summer. Speed of F-Zero. There's been kind of an interesting reception, like, why isn't it just F-Zero then? And some people saying, like, oh, we don't need another racer, like we have Mario Kart. But personally, I have no distinct love for Star Fox as a character or like a franchise, but I would love another racer. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the most infinitely replayable games, so if they can capture that magic, I thought Diddy Kong Racing is fun. If there's any way to have a similar vibe to Diddy Kong plus the success and fun of Mario Kart, that to me is a great Switch game.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on this like in the individual video we made, but Retro, although they're not what they used to be as far as like the actual like team, it's not the same people. Like somebody, I forgot who it was on Twitter, somebody said like, hey, like it's important to keep expectations at bay, right? Because the Retro that exists now is not the Retro that made Metroid Prime. Like it's not the same studio. Like yes, it's the same studio, but a lot of the people in the studio
there's been turnover since a decade ago.
Yeah, so yeah. I don't know if I have this affinity for Star Fox, but I like Retro. Like that name still carries something with me. And if this is true, because I don't think that this is like 100% true, just because everyone like has been hearing about it, right?
Sure.
Even Eurogamer, right? Like they said, like yeah, we've heard about it. Like doesn't make it true. Maybe they like prototyped it at some point. Maybe it just didn't work. Like we don't know. So there's a lot there. So I'm also not one of the people that are angry. Like you see a certain type of person saying like, oh, I can't believe this is what they're having Retro work on. Like give it a chance. Like we know nothing. So at the very least, wait and see what the game's like.
So just add a few more pieces to that. Twitter user Nibellion, who is pretty prolific on Reset Era and Twitter, he tweeted on May 9th about it, which is last week. And then there's been some logo treatment that has been posted on 4chan. So there's a lot around this one. In many ways, where there's smoke, there's fire. But there have been so many rumors for Switch that haven't panned out that, again, you kind of have to hold this one in that quandary state, even though it has the most information, the most backing of all of these. And then the question is, if it's real, does it get shown, right? Is it something that appears at E3, given the focus on 2018 and the supposition that this is a 2019 game? We'll have to wait and see. Let's move on to Leaky Pandy, who's been posting a lot today. They used to be Vandal Leaks on Twitter, and they have since, I feel, really stepped back on what they say and how assertively they say things. But they made this tweet sort of today. They said it was Insinuation Monday is how they described it. So they were insinuating the following. They said, so think about this. Maybe this is just because it's Insinuation Monday, but there's a feeling floating around. Don't you think Smash Bros. Is the kind of evergreen title that could release in August and still carry sales until year's end, even if it's the last day of August? Now, August 31st is a Friday, which is a Nintendo release date. So this would be the idea that Smash is coming August 31st. And again, while this one is just a tweet, Gabe, I feel like it's insanely plausible because we've heard September for a while. We know the online service is launching. We know Smash Bros. Is real. So this is not far-fetched at all. Mm-hmm. This one is just like, hey, semantics over date. But August 31st could be good. I think I would feel impressed by Nintendo that the game is shown for the first time at E3 and then releases a couple months later, because in historical terms, Nintendo does take kind of longer cycles with things.
Not anymore.
Well, with their major titles still.
Sure.
So to have the tease, as part of the direct, and then show the game at E3, and then put it out basically 2.5 months later, that would be great. So again, this one, it's a tweet, it's a feeling apparently over at the Insinuation Monday headquarters, but I don't know. I think this could definitely be the case.
It'll be weird, right, for them to release this and have everybody play it for free, like for like a few weeks, and then be like, hey, now you got to pay to play.
But is that how it's done, or does the online service boot up like September 1st?
We have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing that. I guess that's the part, Gabe, you bring up a good point that makes me kind of like question, just because I feel like they would have to launch them simultaneously. Otherwise, it is odd. So that one, possible, plausible, but it doesn't have a whole lot of info behind it. The next rumor, and it's the final one for the day, would be the Pokemon Switch being a remake / a Kanto-focused game. Are you laughing at my
also a remake?
A remake?
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever remaxed? I was all Mac, and then I went PC because of YouTube. But I'm honestly ready to remake after all the issues I have with my computers. So I'm looking for a remake. This one is, and look, this one doesn't have. I don't know if it has any like solid factual basis, but it's something that's been tossed around for a long time, that Pokemon Switch will be a Kanto-based game, a new take on Red and Blue, and where today's little bit comes from is Pixelpar tweeted, like, if you're looking for hints, go back to Day X, which was a drawing of the trainer in Pikachu, and it very much insinuates, as this Monday is full of insinuations, it insinuates that it would be a Kanto-based or a remake-based thing. Of all of these rumors, this is the one that gets me the most hot and bothered, Gabe. Because I do not want a remake. I want Pokemon Switch to be something that evolves the franchise and takes a new place. I'm totally fine if the locale is the same. Mm-hmm. I'm totally fine if the roster is the same. But I do not want a remake in any sense of the word. At all.
I wouldn't mind it. People say
I'm not
that
interested in replaying something that I played 20 years ago.
I might be. People say that I don't get bothered by a lot, but even this doesn't bother me. Like, that honestly sounds kind of cool to me. That, like, the ability to just like replay, like,
so the same exact game, no change to the battle system, no change to the mechanics or the world, what you can do, but just a prettier remake. I mean, it logically has a little bit of sense there, because if they are pushing to get this game out, mm-hmm. and it is early in the Switch life cycle, and maybe they didn't start it, that far back, and maybe they want to sort of they always talk about they want to bring in that year's new kids, that generation's new kids, and maybe that's their thought process on how to do that. I just think that would be the saddest thing, especially since this is kind of, to me, Pokemon, after all the Walmart leaks, after all of these other rumors and whatnot, to me, Pokemon is sort of the holy grail of like E3 surprises. Like that could come in, be there, be awesome that it's there, and then be incredibly exciting because it's fresh and new. And this would kind of like take a lot of wind out of my my sails.
I also don't think it's like a straight remake. I think like maybe they revisit Kanto and they do things a little bit different. That's what I would assume.
Right.
Yeah, but with Pokemon specifically, I think we have no idea. Like I don't pay attention to.
We've heard a lot about Gen 8 as well.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to any of that. Like as far as like specifically Pokemon, any rumor that's out there, I don't put any credence behind. I'm gonna wait and see on that.
Yeah, I mean, evaluating these rumors in general is very, very tricky. Before we get out of here, there's one more rumor that we almost skipped over, but it's worth discussing, and this is the Fortnite on Switch rumor, based on a job posting from Iron Galaxy. Now, Iron Galaxy has worked on a number of Switch ports, including Skyrim, and they do good work. This post said, our best-known creative works are the critically acclaimed Killer Instinct and Dive Kick, which are complemented by our technically superb Fortnite and Skyrim Switch ports. Now, that instantly led a lot of Twitter fervor and even some articles saying, oh my God, Iron Galaxy just leaked that they're working on Fortnite for Switch. But I very firmly believe that this is just a grammatical oddity, because I think what they're saying is that we worked on our technically superb Fortnite and Skyrim Switch ports, but that Switch does not apply to both titles. Now, the hidden info here is that I don't think most people knew, I don't know if anyone knew, that Iron Galaxy worked on the mobile version of Fortnite. And one of the studio devs clarified, saying, I wouldn't think too much about this. We had worked on the mobile version of Fortnite and worked on Skyrim on Switch. That's all that's saying. So this is like if someone said, hey, our technically superb Battlefront 2 and Skyrim Switch ports, but they really meant that they helped on Battlefront 2 for PC. They're not applying the Switch modifier to both games, just to the last one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's what it is. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Hey, like that's a great porting studio. Like I don't want to call them a port house, but like the Skyrim port for Switch is like astonishing. Like it's a really good port. So if anyone was in a port Fortnite to Switch, they already worked on mobile anyways. Like it makes sense. But yeah,
it does make sense.
Yeah,
I don't think I think that Fortnite does come to Switch eventually. I just don't think that, again, sort of like I don't think that this is anything here, and it's further clarified by the fact that on their main page, not as part of the job description, it says, we're known for our excellent work on Killer Instinct, Fortnite, and bringing Skyrim to Nintendo Switch, which very clearly indicates those are three separate entities, and bringing Skyrim to Nintendo Switch, thereby Switch does not apply to Fortnite. So this is just a grammatical oddity, and I think we were grasping at straws, hoping that, oh my God, maybe this is the secret announcement of Fortnite for Switch, but rest assured, it's probably going to happen at some point, but it's not because of this rumor today. There are so many of them, and it's funny, Gabe, because we were just talking about how there haven't been a lot of Nintendo rumors or leaks for a while. Maybe, the people all got shut down, or maybe they kind of ran out of things to talk about, and then boom, today we have all of these coming back hardcore, and it's very interesting. So let us know your take on these rumors in the comments down below, and how you feel about these rumors leading up to E3. Does it get you more excited? Does it get you frustrated? Do you not even care? Do you pay attention to it? Do you try and decipher? I'm someone that I really like to dig through this stuff and follow the Twitter threads and see who's talking about it and sort of like check back and forth. I'm like, okay, again, like with the Star Fox one, I'm like, but then you have Eurogamer come in, and it's like, okay, now we're adding some weight behind this. So let us know how you feel about all these rumors in the comments down below. I'm sure we're going to get more of them. I'm sure there's going to be more chaos before E3. We've got something like 28 days until the presentation, so we'll know soon. But yeah, there's so many rumors. It's kind of tricky to deal with as a Nintendo fan, because I feel like there are somehow like 5 times the rumors around Switch as there are any other platform. There are like no rumors around Sony right now.
Well, because they have 4 games coming.
No, I know, but like, it's just interesting how the Switch platform, and I wonder how much of it is generated by the fan base and the fandom versus the actual company and the developers and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's probably a bit of both, but I feel like a lot of it originates on the fandom side, because people are so into these franchises and there is such a love for them that hypothesizing, supposing.
I think now there's a love for trolling also. Like I think so much of this is also trolling. I mean, we're not going to talk about it very much, but there is like gameplay that like looks real of Springman
Yeah.
and Smash like out there. Like people at this point are just like trolling. It's not real.
Same with the Mario Odyssey stuff.
Yeah, there's like gameplay of a new kingdom that looks incredibly real, but it's not. So like it's been disproven. Like people have admitted, like yeah, it's fake. So
And then the whole Liam Robertson thing of we thought he was teasing a Switch game or something really cool for Nintendo, and it's just a video series on his channel. So
yeah, I'm feeling a type of way about all these rumors. I'm sort of done with them.
let us know how you're feeling about these rumors. Are you done with them, or do they get you excited each and every time? And which one of these do you think is most likely to be true? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and its rumors. Right now, that's what's going on. I know some people are like, stop covering the rumors, but that's the talk of the town right now. That's the Switch right now. There's not a whole lot of releases, and we're kind of in a period of like, you don't like that phrase. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, guys. Hey, like, this is a big deal. Today is a crazy day, and so, yeah. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Discord, links in the description below. And until next time, myself and Gabe, Switch Force out.